The following video is part of a mini instructional video series for studying. Presented by Kevin Torrey through the Learning Design Hub YouTube channel. Hi everyone, welcome to this short instructional video on mind mapping for effective studying. Today I'll show you a quick studying tip on how utilizing a mind map could potentially enhance your learning and retention. Mind mapping is a visual tool that will help you organize information. It simply involves creating a diagram that starts with a central idea and branches out to related subtopics. There's many benefits to mind mapping, including memory retention, enhanced creativity, and better organization of your thoughts. It's simply a great technique to use when you're studying for exams, working on projects, or anything personal in your life that you need organization on. The best part of all this is there's no correct method for creating a mind map. You simply create the mind map that works best for you. You will now see on the screen several different design samples for mind mapping. Observe. Now in a second, I'm going to play a video to show you how a mind map is utilized. You can utilize many websites such as MindMup, which is a free website and requires no account registration or subscription. Or you can simply just write out your mind map on a piece of paper. There's no right way, just whatever way you prefer. So right now, watch this simple tutorial on how to create a basic mind map. So we start off the tutorial like this. First, you have your main space, and for this nucleus, we're going to start off with World War II will be the topic. From there, watch, we're going to add some branches, and we'll call this child nodes. One will be causes. We'll add another child node, major events. And we'll go ahead and add two more. Let's go ahead and add another one. Let's go with key figures. And then the last one, we will go with impact. Let's go with impact. Now, we have the four tentacles, the four subject areas we can get into. Now, let's focus on major events. Now, let's add to this so you can expand upon the major events. So, let's type in major event of World War II, bombing of Hiroshima. I think from there, we'll go ahead and add another major event to add on to, and let's go with the Battle of Britain. It's a good one. And you can keep adding. There's many battles and tragedies that took place during World War II, and you can keep expanding as much as you want to. Perhaps you got to study for multiple conflicts. So like we added the Battle of Berlin, but now let's go and add some key figures to this. President Roosevelt is a key figure during this conflict, and we go ahead and add Winston Churchill, who Prime Minister of Great Britain during World War II. These were the key players. And let's go ahead and add an enemy, because he's also unfortunately a key figure though. Let's go add another one. Let's add Adolf Hitler. And you see what we got going on right now. We can even talk about the causes of World War II, what led us into this war. The obvious one, economic depression is a cause. Let's go ahead and add a second one. Rise of a totalitarian regimes. And we can now go back, even if you want, and we can adjust things. So let's say we want to split these key layers up into the two divides, the Axis powers and the Allied powers. So see what I did is, to make it easy, I just added the two. And now I'll slide the figure to the appropriate power. So now we have these individuals broken down based on their powers. Now, obviously, if you did this with pen and paper, you're just scratching or erasing or redoing it, but this is why I like online. Now we can even get further down and break this down into what country these key leaders come from. So as you see with Hitler, Germany, and now we'll go ahead and add the United States. Now we can tag President Roosevelt. And then lastly, what you're seeing right here, this is a good, simple example of how you can make changes and you can get as detailed as you possibly want to with this. Again, I prefer online. As you see, it makes it very simple and simplistic, and then you can export this in any file for free. And now let's throw in Japan for the sake of it. Now, the benefits of mind mapping includes improved memory retention, enhanced creativity, and better organization of thoughts. It's a great technique for us to use. At the end of the day, the best part, like I said, is there's no correct method creating a mind map. As you saw previously, it's very simple. You can adjust it the way you want to adjust it. You can go back. But some simple things that we could do to even improve upon this is we can, one, keep it simple and clear. Use keywords and short phrases. Review and update regularly. And use image and symbols that will enhance your memory. Well, we're finally at the end, guys. I hope you learned that mind mapping is a powerful tool to organize your information and improve your study habits. I hope you'll give it a try and see how it can help you with your next study session, project, or even in your personal life. Thanks for watching. And if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more study tips. Happy studying, everyone.